I was born in Valencia, Venezuela, and I moved to the United States when I was 12 years old. And every time I would come to Latin America, I would feel right at home. People enjoy life more in Latin America.
At the age of 9, I moved to Atlanta from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Clearly remember, she was like, okay, you can do this. And I thought to myself, I'm not dumb. Like, I can do this. But they treat it like you were special needs.
When you were young, you kind of got picked on because you were a little bit different. Do you think it's necessary for men to have that type of treatment?
Has helped me become the man that I am. A lot of people say to me, oh, you have a lot of haters, oh, so much people make fun of the way you think and your philosophies and your principles, but they don't even affect me, not even a little bit, because I'm so comfortable with my thinking. We should be shaming people for fucking up in life. Hopefully you get offended, all right? What I mean by this is like...
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the first ever TPC podcast at our home here in Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. My name is Raul Castillo. Next to me, I have my beautiful wife, mother to my kids, Andrea Castillo.
Wow.
I'm speechless right now. We spoke about this. We're like, yeah, we're gonna be doing podcasts here, and now it's real. It's happening. Cameras are rolling.
And in Puerto Rico, out of all places in the world that we've been to.
Wow.
In Puerto Rico.
How do you feel, baby? Sure.
I feel blessed. And what's crazy is that the people that drove us to be in Puerto Rico are here to share this very first podcast with us. No. Isn't that crazy? Absolutely. Like, we're here for a reason. I don't think I would ever have lived in Puerto Rico were it not for these people. So that should say a lot about them, aside from, they're very well known to the public, and especially in the Spanish market, but
especially here in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico,
we've
literally
experienced many moments of people just coming and like in awe, like celebrity. It's even caught me out of whack. I'm like, oh shit, oh, and then hey, this person, we're at the store, we're in the street, people just coming and asking for pictures and hey, I liked your post or whatever it is, and it's amazing.
It's 100% inspiring. I don't think I've ever seen, there's been individuals that are very inspiring and that are people to look up to, but very rarely, very seldomly, a couple, two people that are in perfect union, and that are in perfect harmony. I don't think I've ever seen this type of impact that has been done by two people that have been in a marriage, that have lived through all these experiences and show people how to live happy, and not just as individuals, but in a marriage and as a part of society, right? So, but I'm excited, baby. Thank you so much for bringing me. I know, this is typically a lifestyle, vlogs that we do, but for us to actually share part of our story, and not just us, but the people that really helped us be who we are, I think is
truly the key for them, for us being here, moving here. Like she said, never crossed my mind to live here in this island. Now we're living the island life. Everything changed. Even my hairstyle changed. I cut my hair. I usually cut my hair like this for the summer, but now we live somewhere where it's summer all the time. So,
and you look fine.
But no, it's an honor and privilege to have these rock stars, entrepreneurs, icons, teaching people how to have success in every area of your life, not just financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I run out of words to express our gratitude and what these people mean in our life. You guys have seen them all over social media, and you guys are going to continue to see them all over social media and all over the world. Welcome, Danielita Lita.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. You guys are so kind with your words. And we're so happy to be here sharing this very special moment. The very first TPC podcast. And I think you guys chose the right guest. I think you guys made the right decision, and you brought the right people into your home, because we are, if you didn't know, at Raúl and at the castle home, at the Castillo's home. We are at their house here in Guaynabo, Puerto Rico. It's such a beautiful place. If you want to see the house, you can actually go to the TPC channel and watch the vlog from how they moved from Dallas to Puerto Rico. But we're doing the very first podcast here, and we're so honored and so blessed to be the very first guest. I think you guys are going to impact the life of thousands and thousands of people. And for us to have watched you since the very beginning, it is a blessing. It is an honor. And I'm just excited to keep watching you guys grow and become the best version of yourself. How do you feel, baby?
Whoa. I make your words my own, my love. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here as well. You know, you guys seen other vlogs, so I'm certain you guys already know that this couple to us means a whole lot because of everything they represent. And I'm excited actually to do this in English with you, babe.
It's the first time.
Yes.
Now, I do want to. It's bilingual because we.
Oh, whatever comes out.
Whatever comes out. That's how we do. Whatever comes
I
out.
like that.
I'm very strong in English, but we're very strong in English.
I'm very strong in Spanish.
Very strong in
I'm
Spanish.
very strong in
Pero ambos,
Portuguese.
podemos hacer las dos, papá. En inglés, en español, en
Portugués,
japonés,
italiano.
en rap, hijo de puta.
Oh my God. And as I was saying, this couple not only has become so close and dear to us, but everything they represent, they're just so fun to be around. They're go-getters. They're driven. They have a beautiful family. They're very good at making decisions. And it's exciting to share and to connect with every single one of you here on the Profit Club.
Wow.
Yes.
We're going to teach you how to make profits in life. How to hit TP in your life.
Absolutely. Profiting from every area of your life. But really, this episode is really designed to get to know you two, because of course these are viewers that are here at our podcast. They may have not seen yet who these rock stars are,
Absolutely.
So I want to kind of kickstart just from the scratch. Who is Daniel Camaro? Who is Talita Camaro?
Oh, I thought the first question was going to be, do you rather?
That's true. Would you rather? We play that a lot.
Would you rather
have an arm or a leg?
But you know what, baby? You really get to know people by the answers that they give you.
That's true. That's true. So be ready.
Says a lot about you.
I know, right? Maybe we'll do another episode. Will you rather?
Maybe.
So the first question that I want to ask, very basic, straight to the point. Where are you guys from?
Where are we from?
Because you speak English, but you're strong in Spanish. A lot of people, they live in Atlanta before moving here.
Now we're in Puerto Rico.
Now they live in Puerto Rico.
We travel all
Before
over the
Atlanta,
world.
they lived somewhere else.
Yeah.
People don't know that. If you want to start off, Daniel?
Yeah, man. I was born in Venezuela.
Venezuela. ¿Qué parte de
I
Venezuela?
was born in Valencia, Venezuela. And I moved to the United States when I was 12 years old.
12 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. What a change.
And I think that had to do a lot with who I am today.
Wow.
I think
so.
Once you live, so the first 7 years of a child are very important.
Mm-hmm.
The first, we can say 10 years, your beliefs, your subconscious thinking, who you are, your personality, your traits, all of that comes into you through as soon as you're born until you're 10 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
So those first 12 years living in Latin America marked a lot of who I am. Here in the Caribbean, like literally
Wow.
Venezuela is south from Puerto Rico. It's the next land towards the south.
So to you, it wasn't really I'm sure it was a big change because you lived many years in the U.S. But
Yeah.
coming over
But
here.
for me, it was coming more home because
Yeah.
it feels like home.
Wow.
Because Venezuela is Caribbean, it's Caribe.
Wow.
So it's always hot all year round. We got mangoes, we got bananas in every street.
Gallos.
You got gallos. So for me, it was coming back home because I would tell you that every time I would go to Latin America. So I went to the United States when I was 12 years old, but I didn't start traveling back to Latin America until I was 23, 24 years old. I started going a lot to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Peru. I went to Bolivia. I went to Brazil. I went to Colombia. I started traveling a lot to Latin America, right?
Right.
So, and every time I would come to Latin America, I would feel right at home. Because those first 12 years of my life, I lived in Latin America. So I just believe the warmth of the people is different. I think people live life happier in Latin America. We might not have the same conditions as
Yeah.
in the United States for the masses.
Yeah, like the infrastructure.
Because now the way we think, we create our own conditions. But I think people enjoy life more in Latin America. They take it more easily. They love more. They laugh more. They smile more.
They're nicer.
They're nicer.
That's one thing we love about.
Yeah. So coming to Puerto Rico was like coming back home for me. Wow. So 12 years. When I was 12, I moved to the United States, and literally getting to the school and not knowing how to say one word of English. I think that built a lot.
That's pretty tough, especially you're a little kid. Like,
exactly. Like you have no idea how much. Well, now I know it was bullying. For that back then, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't even know what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, imagine being in 6th grade, 7th grade. Do you guys remember when you were in 6th grade, 7th grade?
Yeah.
And not knowing what the kids were saying.
I moved schools at that time from one city to another, and I felt like I don't like.
Imagine moving country. Imagine changing language. Imagine not knowing what they're saying.
But Toledo.
But guess what? I still find a way to get girls to like me.
Wow, that's the key to life.
And that's where I got the world to know me as the Latin lover. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
You know I'm a Latin lover. but I think that marked a big change in my life. And I grew up with that skin toughness, with a fucking chill to life. Like, fuck, like, you know, like, because of that I went through as a kid, you know?
Wow.
What about you? Where are you from, young lady?
What about you? Yeah, Toledo.
Beautiful, sexy young lady.
You're similar to, you moved from another country. A little bit more south. But please share that beautiful story.
Yeah, I like Daniel, at the age of 9, I moved to Atlanta from Brazil, from São Paulo, Brazil. And I came a little younger than Daniel. He came at 12, I came at 9. So it wasn't like as tough because I was 3rd grade. I think I was starting 3rd grade.
Dude, how big of a difference a kid in 3rd grade to a kid in 6th or 7th grade.
Exactly.
It's only 3 years apart, but it's a world of difference.
And especially in society, schools, in the school system in America is very, very rigorous. They know exactly how to program you and what to teach you and indoctrinate you completely in different stages. So I guess I escaped a little bit of the bullying because I got there a little earlier. Yeah. But thank God, because I don't think I want to build that man toughness or the land lover attitude. Exactly. But I was so grateful that it was that age and not older because as I was in 3rd grade, obviously I remember vaguely not understanding a whole lot that was going on. And my main frustration was to understand English and to speak English because my first language is Portuguese. In Brazil, we speak Portuguese. And I was in ESOL, which was like English second language class.
I swear to God.
No.
Well, I told you that and I'm sorry to cut you off. We lived in a city that was heavily Spanish, in other words, Mexicanos, Mexicans. Yeah. So the school was bilingual.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
So when I moved to the other side of town.
That's in Dallas?
Texas? It was in Irving.
Yeah.
Irving. We moved to Arlington, and it was primarily English. Yeah. And then, let's put this guy.
This one.
It was an Asian guy. African guy.
Exactly. It was all of the foreigners in his class. And I remember me sitting there and the teacher coming at me. There was like two teachers. No, it was only one. It was one and a helper. The helper teacher would come to me while the teacher was teaching. And since I was brand new, I clearly remember she was like, okay, you can do this. And I thought to myself, I'm not dumb. Like, I can do this. But like, let me just, like, they treated, exactly. They treated like you were special needs.
This is a paper.
Exactly. They kind of like, I think it was because the environment too, where I lived, it was primarily white school. And it was like 2% foreigners and blacks and Hispanics were all part of that 2%.
Wow.
The 98% was white. And I remember like feeling a certain kind of way, like, man, this is a transition I have to go through. Okay, let's do it. Being at third grade, you don't really think that rough into it. But the programming, that all of that to say that the programming that my family gave me, being born in South America, has given me the comfort to move here to Puerto Rico as well.
Wow.
Because I remember, I mean, as Brazilian, we're a lot of fun. As I can say in a few words.
If you haven't married yet, I will recommend you to choose a Brazilian wife. You have no idea.
It's because
Or you can find Brazilian friends.
I've heard you go in Brazil, you go to Brazil, and like straight right off the plane, just start twerking. Then that's what I heard. No, not us, not us. I'm about like Brazilians.
It's true.
it's
That's
absolutely
true.
no. Not to
That's the
put down
spiciness.
any other culture. But all of that to say that the welcoming, the family, the energy, that Latin vibe is real, and it's completely true living here in the island now, that you see people are just happier in general. So moving here was very comforting because of that programming that I had as well, being born in Brazil. So yeah, I mean, having a great time here in the island with you guys, and now having you guys here as neighbors.
Wow.
How do you feel
So
about having
excited.
Rowan and Andrea's neighbors?
Oh my gosh.
How do you feel about these neighbors?
You know, we've always been good friends for a long time, ever since we kicked off in entrepreneurship. But now having you guys so close by, it's like, okay, I could just swing by over there real quick and having a relaxed time from this busy day that we have here. Because if you haven't noticed, in Puerto Rico, days are busy. There's always something going on.
Always. Yeah, it's our life.
That is.
But having them here is comforting. It's nice. It's fun. And it's pleasant to be able to count on people that you just can be yourself with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I love my neighbors.
me too.
I agree. It's crazy. We've known each other for so many years, and we've never lived in the same zip code. And to now have each other, I think is so important because you are who you're around. Like you surround yourself with mediocrity, you're going to be mediocre. And it honestly, like I was saying at the very beginning, we literally moved here because of your influence, because we knew that being around you was going to get us to another level, and it already has.
Not to cut you off, but we knew that we were gonna live. No, we were gonna live somewhere together.
Of course.
I thought it was somewhere
Barcelona.
else. Yeah. Well, not. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's another talk. But I thought it was gonna, somewhere in the U.S. or something. But Puerto Rico just came. Yeah, it just showed up.
Absolutely.
Showed up. Everything lined up.
And
Here we are.
it's been a beautiful time. But no, I wanted to ask you, following up on what you were saying, Daniel, because I thought it was really interesting about how when you were young, you kind of got picked on because you were a little bit different. And even today,
That sounds weird.
you were a little bit different.
Because you were different.
You were. That was a nice way to say
I'm
you were
still
getting
different.
bullied for. Yeah, but that's my question, is like, you still sometimes get a lot of hate, or you get people that contradict you, or that go against your beliefs, or that call you all these types of names because you believe in a certain way. Do you feel like these days that it's necessary for men to have that type of God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Do you think it's necessary for men to have that type of treatment? Because today I feel like I don't have to say it. We all see it in society, but I feel like a lot of men are very sensitive. They're very weak, weak-spirited, mentally weak. And I think, do you believe that what do you think is necessary to create a man's character so that they don't fall to whatever name calling?
Yeah, so that's exactly why I said that was such a blessing for me to be picked on, because I was different as a kid. I'm not crying. I'm sneezing. Are you sure you didn't bring Bali here?
We left our cat home. So.
No, okay. So that was such a blessing, and maybe and this is the first time that I'm thinking about it. So if you didn't know, Rowan and Andrea, outside of being our family, there are our therapists as well. They make me talk about things that I never talked about before, and they made me look into my past and heal myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
True. That's deep.
$1,000 consultation.
So if you want a therapist, you should send them a DM and they'll probably help you out. So I never thought about this before because usually when I go to podcasts and when I got tears coming out of my eyes. Usually when I go to podcasts.
It's probably because of toda la selva que tenemos.
No. My nose started itching. That's why I started sneezing, but I'm okay. So usually when I go to podcasts, they don't go into deep. They don't ask me where you're from. Like, you know what I'm saying? They usually ask me different things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you got me thinking about stuff that I've never thought about before. But I'm 100% sure that has helped me become the man that I am. Because I made a decision that I was gonna be myself without worrying about what other people thought of me. I consciously made that decision in middle school.
Wow.
What the fuck? When do you get a middle school thinking like that? You know what I'm saying? And I believe it was because my parents put me through that tough circumstance, tough for a kid, for 12 years old.
Absolutely.
So now that's why I believe that all the negative comments that I get does not affect me at all. I'm not even aware of them. You know, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, you have a lot of haters. Oh, so much people make fun of the way you think and your philosophies and your principles." But they don't even affect me, not even a little bit, because I'm so comfortable with my thinking. I'm so comfortable in my skin. Even when I was a fat ass, I was comfortable in my skin, and I was happy and I was confident. And I made new friends, and I got on stages in front of tens of thousands of people, and I was ugly as fuck.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I've always been so comfortable with who I am, and that has given me so much confidence. But it has definitely because I endure the tough situation as a kid, being different. So I definitely believe that we should be shaming people for fucking up in life. We should be bullying people for being stupid, dumb, and retarded when it comes to life. And what do I mean by this? Before you get offended, hopefully you get offended, all right? What I mean by this is like if you don't follow principles of success, of health, of wealth, of love, if you don't live life a right way, you're gonna fucked up in life. You're probably not going to have the lifestyle of your dreams. You're probably not going to have the relationship of your dreams. You're probably not going to have friendships like you dreamed before of having. You're probably not going to have the money that you dreamt of. You're probably not going to have the body you dreamt of. So I should be bullying you because you're a fucking loser. Wow. Because you're not following through. You're not maximizing your potential. So and that's why I'm so direct in my social media, because I want to wake people up. They're fucking wasting their life. They're not maximizing their potential. They're eating shit. They're thinking like shit. They're not doing anything to become successful. And that's why I'm so tough with the people that I love. That's why I'm so tough with the people that are around me. Because I really believe people have their infinite potential to become whatever they dream of becoming. Wow. And when somebody's not maximizing their potential, they're fucking throwing their life away. And I believe we should be shaming that people and bullying that people. And that's what I do for a living.
Can I add on to
Until
that?
they wake the fuck up.
And I think a lot of that, and I had it in my heart, and it's like very deep topic, because society today is disrupting homes by separating the mother and the paternal figure and creating a chaos in a relationship. Es hermoso.
Hey.
Creating a chaos in relationships because they're disrupting their homes. So the mothers are comforting the boys, making them feel wanted and appreciated and raising them as a girl. And fathers is raising girls as boys, as you got to be independent, you got to be able to handle on your own. And all of that to say that it is necessary for you not to be gratified for trying to do shit. Today's society, most men are being comforted by their wives, by their mothers, as, oh yeah, congratulations, good try, you tried your best. And they stay fat and they stay unhealthy, they stay broke, and and all of the negative effects of applauding an attempt instead of applauding a result. And so what you do, my love, is absolutely necessary to raise strong men in society and for what men is needed and represented in society. And today, less and less, you see more dysfunctional relationships, more homes disrupted, and that's why we need an example of a relationship like ours. And now you're seeing duplicated in Roland and Drea and many other people that are coming around. So very great question, Andrea, because
Wow.
it is the genesis in the beginning for what we do and why we do it.
I know. You know what I thought of?
Wow.
I'm not sure.
Dude, we have to do many
That was
episodes.
deep. By the way, that was fucking
We need to
deep.
do a whole series on conversations with Raul and Andrea and then on Toledo.
100%.
You know what I just thought of?
Jim.
So we just got back from the gym.
Yeah, literally.
Straight to work.
How was the leg workout today, bro? Don't lie to me.
That was tough. That was
Tell us
tough,
about it for
man.
real.
No. I already expected it. That's one good thing. I expected that working out with this motherfucker. Legs. Have you seen his legs? That's horse legs. All right, come on, let's get it. And I haven't worked out legs
Horse
in.
legs.
I haven't worked out legs in
2 months. That's
shit.
good.
A couple weeks. Let's just put it that. A couple weeks. And man, I think they're still shaking, but
Yeah, it was a nice
it's
workout.
good. It's good.
So I was thinking, you know where I got even more bullied more than in the United States when I moved to the United States? Back in Venezuela.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
Venezuela.
And I think that maybe even more of a man. Because I grew up in el campo, in el rancho.
In the rancho.
So usually kids that grow up in the fucking fields, they fucking grow up tough. You need to fucking get on horses, you need to fucking chase cows, you need to fucking kill chickens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do shit that usually normal kids are not doing in the city. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
I can picture that.
and I grew up fucking watching, I had to fucking kill pigs, fucking cut throats of animals, like weird shit like that, you know what I'm
I
saying?
am so glad I was born on that side.
So
I was
Damn,
raised at
boy.
the beach.
Dude, I still remember like it was yesterday. My grandpa was like, pass me that gun. And then this little baby go, pah! I was like, oh, what? Shit. Is that what life is all about? You know what I'm saying?
That was my friend.
I know. So,
Say that.
Oh my
I still like, when do you have, I remember falling from a horse at 7 years old because I was raising my cousins. Like, and it was like a big fall and I stood up like nothing.
wow.
Show me a 7-year-old kid in the city falling from a horse like nothing happened.
Oh,
You know, like, so,
no.
and
Emergency 911.
so I grew up with older cousins and they were always making fun of me because I was a little kid.
It says a lot about you, baby.
Dude, I never thought of that until I have these conversations with Raul and Andrea. Imagine that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Hey, special.
So it's crazy because say hi to the camera, baby.
Dile hola, say hi.
So we're home. I told you. You're welcome to our home. Well, it's their home, but we feel like we're at home
Yes,
too.
no, it's their home.
So I think because I grew up with older cousins that always will make me feel less than because I was weaker, smaller, slower. I will always try to be faster, stronger, and better.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Wow.
So you technically
Wow.
had like somebody to look up to.
Always. And
So
I
you
grew up
always
around
tried to
tough
be better.
men. They were tough motherfuckers. You know, they were tough. They would do shit with their hands. They would get on horses. They would fucking do work. They would be men. You know.
Exactly.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
that's very interesting.
Wow.
So I got to the United States. Somebody making fun of me. I was like, "Fuck you, man."
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
You know?
I'm used to it.
bulletproof.
Yeah, nowadays, I mean, the world has gone soft. So
Hell yeah,
when
dude!
we
I
speak
hate,
about this, it's
I,
like
I hate soft motherfuckers. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? But we're working on it so more men can become tough.
And life is not that complicated. I feel like because of soft men, the world has
Shit
become
goes
more,
bad, shit
yeah.
goes south, yeah.
Things come out of order. There's chaos. There's confusion. There's lack of leadership. Who's leading, me or you?
Yeah,
exactly.
In homes, in society, in businesses.
yeah.
And
everything.
how come these days, and thank God for the new president, but get the signing the
Thank
right
God.
bills. but now
Oh,
like
because Trump
men
just
can be
signed a
what-
bill of not letting transgender men participate in women's
Amazing.
sport.
In women's sport.
Amazing.
But imagine
Why-
like
why?
something so minimum but so destructive that a man can now be a woman and a woman can now be a man, and that it's okay to do whatever a man does, a woman do, and it's okay for a woman to do what men do, and it be okay.
No,
I mean, it's not.
it's crazy.
There's order to things. There's a reason why
Mhm.
things are a certain kind of way, and people today is starting to slowly go back to understanding. Okay, this hasn't worked out pretty good. So let's listen to some crazy man like Daniel.
God created a woman, and man's like, oh, fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. God created me, and man, I'm gonna become a woman. God, I don't believe in your creation. I don't agree with you. Let me change my being.
Because people now tell me I can.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, we're getting distracted from
Crazy.
the
No,
point.
no.
No, but I think that goes hand to hand because it shows you the disorder in society and how crazy that
Absolutely.
now we're bringing this information back and letting people know, hey, listen, if you follow certain kind of guidelines, you can have a different result. And you can totally see in your marriage, in both of you, in your relationship, in your kiddo, in everything that you guys are creating, and the quantum leaps you guys are having. I mean, it's amazing and fascinating to see it up close, especially with our best friends.
When, like, do you really believe you were gonna be doing your first podcast at your home in Puerto Rico this fast?
No, I still, obviously the cameras can't see back there, but I was expecting, I was going to have my setup over here. I was going to buy a few more other things.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, hey, tomorrow, this and that. Oh, all right, let's go. Let's put some chairs up. Let's put this up. Let's go. It's game time. Let's get the professional back here. Let's get it.
Yeah.
It's because truthfully, why wait? There's
Yeah.
so many people we like wait till something is perfect so we can take action or so we can do certain things. Baby, if you're waiting for things to be perfect, you're gonna be waiting forever, And that was kind of our mentality too when we moved here to Puerto Rico, because obviously we were moving overseas. Like we don't, aside from.
No, not to adding to you. Well, you moved from another country too, but you were a baby.
I don't remember.
For me, this is my first time moving out of another country. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I didn't like.
For there's the second time.
I know there's a second time. There's a third time. So I'm hurt right now.
I'm hurt.
No, it's there's little differences, but it's for me. Our life is the same. Like our habits, especially being close to you guys is.
I think we just increase the speed a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Now we're
Intensity, I think too.
we have some.
So you get faster
Some
results.
tricks there with that.
Yeah.
To pump up the enhancement.
We increase the intensity in the leg workout.
Absolutely. But yeah, like it's crazy because we get so frightened by little things, by these little details, overthinking, and all of us, we're so prone to that, to overthink and to think negatively about every outcome, because we move here and you could start thinking about all the negative things that could happen whenever you take certain actions, and that's how you attract what you attract. And then people wonder why their life is in shambles or in shit, because that's what you're thinking about. So when we took the leap, we literally took it on faith because we knew that the outcome was going to be way bigger and way greater than what we were doing, continuously doing the same thing in Dallas. Because in Dallas, we lived a good life. I mean, we lived in a very nice area. I had help, my parents, Raul's parents, with baby Raul, and people often thought we were crazy for moving here because they're like, why are you moving out there where you don't really have all that much support? But when you have the right people supporting you, that's really all you need. You know what I mean? So having you guys be there for us, whatever we might need, emotionally, spiritually, whatever the case is, I think is so important to have that type of people in your life that you can depend on, and that you can rely on, because it's so rare today. There's so many people that often tell you one thing and then do another. So I think that's one of the major reasons why I'm so grateful to be around you guys and to have this association and to have this friendship and to have this hermandad, because there's not many people like you. And I won't lie about that. Like it's very hard to find people that are loyal, that are as disciplined as you. Like you have the bodies that you have because of the way you're thinking. And because the way you're thinking is coming into fruition. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's coming into being real, you know? Literally. And now it's reflecting because the way we are starting to think, our bodies are starting to show that. Because you blame so much. I did a post the other day about how we blame so much on our circumstances, the way we look, the way we think, oh, it's because this is happening to me, or because I'm having to endure certain things. But it's really just the way that you're fucking responding to it, like the way you're thinking about those specific situations. And so I think a lot of it has to do with the people in your ear, like who is counseling you. And
Not a lot of it. All of it.
All of it, yeah.
Yeah, who's counseling you? Like, who's putting the thoughts into your mind?
That is so
And
crazy.
that's why your life is shit, because you have the wrong people
100%.
telling you the wrong things.
I think that's
This
that
morning,
is. Yeah, go ahead.
this morning Toledo was telling me about this. It's a big deal. There is this relationship that we're mentoring, and the guy listened to another voice, and things didn't go the way they expected to go, just for listening to one comment from the wrong person and believing the comment.
Wow.
Listen, that like your whole life can go in a different, complete way if you listen to the wrong person.
Now, there's maybe people watching this, and they're probably wondering, but how do I know it's the right or wrong person? How do people know it's the right or wrong person? How?
That's a great question.
Well, it is. I'm sure you're looking at this right now,
Yeah.
and yes, you're listening to us. I know for a fact, because when I looked at interviews, and I would ask, but how do you know it's the right person? How do people know it's the right person?
There is a Bible verse that I love in Spanish. It says, "Por los frutos os conoceréis." By the fruits you will know what kind of tree it is. So all you gotta do is look at the fruits closely. If I look at a tree and I see the tree is reaping mangoes, what kind of tree it is?
Mango tree.
It doesn't matter if the tree is trying to tell me that he's an apple tree. He's a fucking mango tree. I see your fucking fruits. You know what I'm saying?
But some people don't look close enough. They're satisfied to looking at the mango tree from a distance
Yeah.
and says, wow, those mango it looks like a mango and it looks good. And then when you get up close, you can tell if the mango tree is healthy or if the mango tree is not healthy.
You gotta get close and take a bite of that mango. Make sure the mango is good. If you know what I mean.
Mini tajincito, mini
No, but it's for real. Like, because it's a very deep question. It's not nothing superficial in that question, because that determines how your life ends and how you turn out. And at the end, you might not be satisfied with your result and blame the voice you heard. But did you really take a close look? We just heard today an audio saying, how do you know if a person is really genuine and happy? Right? Do you remember in the car we were hearing that audio? And then it was like, and it said, well, it's not by how pretty they talk, or it's not how.
Oh, got it. Oh, yes.
There you go.
Gosh.
So yeah, it was. How do you know? How do you identify a good person?
Right.
Is it because
A
of
good
what they
habit.
have? No. Is it because of what they do? No.
It's how good
Because
they talk.
somebody might do good things, but that doesn't mean they're a good person. Does that make sense? Is it because of how they talk? No, because somebody might talk all flowers and roses, but that doesn't mean they're a good person. Do you know how to identify a good person?
Wow.
On the atmosphere and the energy that he creates around the people that knows him.
Wow.
Not the
Including
people.
their home.
No. So here's where it gets good. It's not about the energy and the atmosphere around the people that he's trying to impress or the people that he just met. It's about the atmosphere and the energy that creates with the people that knows him for a fact. His close friends, his family members. That's how you
adding to
determine
that.
what a good person you're going to.
There's
And that, just to resume the tree, so that goes hand in hand with the tree, because you can see the fruits on some people, but when you're in their atmosphere, it's not the right.
How many people is a tree feeding?
And that there's actually one of my favorite verses from Jay-Z in one of his songs. He's,
No, you're gonna say the Bible. Verse from the Bible.
Jay-Z. No, like in a song, a
That's
verse.
right.
He says, I don't measure, obviously he raps it, but I'm just saying basically what I don't measure my success by my personal success. I measure my success by the people around me's success.
Yeah. And one of the things that excite us the most is you guys' success.
Wow.
Like one
A
of the
lot.
things that we think the most is about you guys' success.
Wow.
And the people closest to us, and you guys are the
Wow.
closest to us,
Literally.
and like, and you can see the fruits of the tree.
Wow.
So you guys, if you think of anybody that could be the most uncomfortable in their life, it would be this couple right here. Because they're always gonna have some type of pressure to make that diamond shine a little brighter.
Mm. Wow.
And I was actually, so Talita, she does beautiful women events. I highly recommend them if you're struggling in your femininity or if you're looking for any type of help in your relationship and your self-image, self-love. Recommend 100%. But I was talking about this topic one time when we did an event here in Puerto Rico. People think it's so easy to be around people that are successful. They want it, that you aspire to be around these people. You want what they have, and you want it for side effects, or you want it because you want it for yourself, right? You want it because of the perks that you get when you associate with them, the experiences, the everything that comes with being, friends with people of high caliber, of a lot of money. And so a lot of people are not ready for it because you're around these people to be friends with people of high caliber like that, because then you start comparing. Because if you're not doing the internal work, you start comparing yourself to them. Why don't I have this? How come they have it and I don't? How come they get to be admired and I don't? You start comparing instead of growing from within. And I think that's a big thing. People are not ready for what they're asking for, even if that's a lot of money too. And Raul has experienced this, not in the sense of like he wasn't ready for it, but there's been times where a lot of money comes and also specific situations or adversity comes with that responsibility. Does that make sense? Like you ask for these things, but then you're not ready for some of the results that come along with money. Does that make sense? Like, or with whatever it is that with the responsibilities. Exactly. So I guess what I'm trying to ask you is, how do you kind of, how are you able to navigate through any type of situation that might come to you when it comes to this high lifestyle that you guys have, meaning people that are trying to be involved with you that don't have the right intentions or the right vibe? How do you deal with that type of situation where you still are at peace with the situations that ultimately are trying to kind of step in their way to your success?
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Wow. So how do we deal with situations and people that try to get in our way of success when it comes
or
to
like negativity, people that are negative, or specific situations that come to cause negativity into your life? How do you deal with
Wow, that's a very deep question because it's a never. I know. Look at these beautiful. Salud.
Those cups are
Yes.
very special.
It's a very deep question. You cannot salute and not drink. So
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Even if you burn your lip.
in your tongue too.
Yeah, too.
It's
Extra hot.
delicious. Thank you for this coffee. That's a very powerful question because I think in life you will always be challenged to grow. I think that belief, I don't know if it's a belief that I have inherited or it is the truth about how life works, because you always got to continually to grow. And if you don't continually grow, you continually going backwards. So I feel that you will never have one answer on how to deal with that. I think the personal development is key to our success. And if you're always connected to personally growing, you will always find the answers to your problems or to your challenges, as I like to say. I don't like to use the word problems. I like to use the word challenges. And so every time there's a challenge, it's for me to grow. So the answer I find in a mentor. The answer I find in personal development. And if you don't have a mentor that you can call upon, you should always rely on personal development. I think that is key. And to answer a question that's so broad and you can go so much hours into, I think that could resume what I would say. Personally connected to a mentorship or to personal development constantly, even when you don't know or you don't know how, or you think you know, but you're just not 100% sure how to go about it. the personal development will always have an answer for you.
So here's what I want to let you guys know so we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
So I am who I am today because of the beliefs that I have. When I say that, I'm also saying Raul is who he is today because of the beliefs that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea is who she is today because of the beliefs that she has. You are who you are today because of the beliefs that you have. So I'm going to share with you some of my beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my beliefs are the following. I have what it takes to overcome every challenge that comes my way.
Make sure you're writing this down.
I have
Or rewind it.
rewind it and write that down. Yeah, I have what it takes to overcome any challenge that comes my way. Every challenge that comes my way is an opportunity to get closer to my dreams.
Wow.
So absolutely everything that happens in my life, Andrea, absolutely everything that happens in my life is to get me closer to my dream life.
Oof.
Without exception. I truly have that belief in me. That's why I get excited about everything in life. The positive and the maybe not so positive.
Wow.
And there's a third belief that I'm going to share with you that has completely changed the way Talita and I live. Is that we have a higher source of power behind us. So once you have a higher source of power respaldándote, how do you say
In
that?
your favor.
In your favor?
Yeah.
When I say behind
Your
you, it's like
shielding you.
respaldándote.
As your backbone.
As my backbone,
Mhm.
there's nothing to be afraid because there's infinite wisdom that I can access to at any single time.
Infinite everything.
Infinite everything. Infinite wisdom, infinite money, infinite resources. So when there's something in my way, I know there is a higher source of power inside of me that I can access to that will give me the answer to whatever that I need to at the right moment.
Wow.
That's why we never worry. Because I believe in a higher source that is inside of me that will help me solve anything that needs to be solved whenever it needs to be solved.
Damn.
Does that make sense?
Damn.
So that gives you peace beyond any understanding and that makes you happy.
And there's no such a thing as competition in life.
No?
Because it's you and you. You came into this world and you're leaving this world by yourself. So
Wow.
when you have these beliefs, there's no way you're not gonna live in peace. There's no way you're gonna be worrying about somebody else. You just got it.
Wow.
You came by yourself, you're going to live by yourself, and that's why you're going to enjoy the people that you're going to be next to you in this journey called life. Well, that's why we enjoy you guys.
Very
Guys, what a fucking episode. You guys heard it all. And we still got more and more and more to come. I mean, we started off with just one. I had a whole list of questions, but
Wow.
hey, it's all right. We went to one and
Part
it
one,
just started
part one.
flowing. Yeah, part one, it started flowing as it goes. You guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't, to know how to enjoy this, like, comment, share, hate, whatever it is, leave it down below. You'll see all our information, all the links here to our
Social media, everything, websites.
everything we do right down here. Hopefully you enjoy it, guys.
It's beautiful.